Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday, December, Lord Jesus, December 9th, 2021. Welcome to the Java Cafe. Welcome. Today is Thankful Thursdays. We have a scheduled guest in the room. We're trying to work through tech right now. I see her in the studio, but I don't see her. So hopefully things can get worked out on her end. Not sure what's going on there, but good to see everyone in the room this morning. Let's go in and say good morning. Just do me a favor and let me know if my connection is good, and make sure it's not on my end. All right. It looks like she's about to come on. I don't know what's going on, but I see her getting ready to. Okay. It says device not connected. I'll go ahead and say good morning, and hopefully we can get this worked out. Good morning to Mama Java. Good morning to Daryl from Tennessee. Good to see you in the room. I don't think I've done it a lot this week, as we've had guests in the room. Good morning, Belinda. Good to see you in the room. Rob, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Rachel, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. My brother Props, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the room. Tasha, good morning. Good to see you in the room. While I have Tasha here, please remember that on this Sunday at 10 a.m., and I did the flyer. Where is the, hold on. Tasha, I got you. All right, here we go. I know I did the flyer. I just needed to put it here in the studio per se. But this Sunday at 10 a.m., we will be at St. John Missionary Baptist Church, 230 Warren Street. We will commemorate or not celebrate, but we are having, or Tasha rather is having a community healing service, and that is going to take place on December 12th at 11 a.m., not 10 a.m., at 11 a.m. So that is taking place this Sunday at 11 a.m. at St. John Missionary Baptist Church. So Tasha, good to see you in the room this morning, along with others. I just heard Gail pop in again, so hopefully we can get this worked out. Lisa, look who's in the room, y'all. The wife decided to get up and be in the room this morning. I'm going to leave that alone. Good to see you in the room. Good to see you in the room. Nikki, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Sharon Cornelius. Now, I almost missed you because I usually see a coffee cup. What's going on with you this morning? Good to see you in the room. Nikki, I already said good morning. Okay, Tehran, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Lasagna, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Thaddeus, Uncle, good morning. Good to see you. And I miss saying good morning to you all. Good seeing you in the room as well. Okay, Sharon, you're back to normal now. That's more like it. Okay. And Quincy, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Good to see you in the room as well. And so we're trying to get this worked out. Are you all seeing me? Am I delayed or anything on my end? I'm not sure what's going on Gail's, and it looks like there's a connection issue. So I don't know what's going on this morning, but I have to go ahead and why don't we go ahead and do a couple of announcements. One of the major things that I wanted to mention to you all, and we hold a lot of space for health, and making sure we keep up with routine and preventative health care. We understand that during the pandemic, there was a lot of hesitation in going into the hospital, and various screenings that we need to stay healthy, we sort of forewent them if there's such a word. And so we want to let you know that you can take steps to prevent head and neck cancer and catch it early. Join us for a free screening and education from Boston Medical Center, BMC doctors, and care team members. Everyone is welcome. They are having a head and neck screening event on Tuesday, December 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. in the Menino Building lobby at Boston Medical Center, and that is 440 Harrison Avenue. Get a short physical exam with a focus on screening for head and neck cancer. Learn about more options for quitting smoking. Get information on head and neck cancer prevention, diagnoses, and treatment. Meet with the experts from programs such as nutrition, clinical trials, patient navigation, patient support services, and tobacco treatment program. Sign up for health insurance. We'll guide you through the process. Get scheduled for a follow-up appointment if you need one. Light refreshments will be provided. And there we go. I see, Gail. I think we're going to be good. Also, this event is totally free with no co-pays or out-of-pocket expenses for services. Free parking will also be available to participants at the 710 Albany Garage, which is right across the street from BMC. If you have questions, please call 617-638-2362. Again, that is the head and neck screening event taking place on, I'm sorry, that's not Tuesday. That's Wednesday, December 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. I think we are all set with Gail. Let's bring her into the room. There she goes. And we got a little echo there. Hold on, folks. We got a little echo there. We're trying to get it worked out. Gail, we got a little bit of echo. Let's see what's going on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Gail? Gail is working it. Can't hear me, Jesus. Let me text her real quick. Gail is getting her work done. We can see you, but can't hear. Let's see what happens. Gail, good morning. Okay, they muted. Gail, unmute. There you go. Can you hear me, Gail? We may have to just switch over and have Gail call in because the important thing is to get the information. Have to do a call. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. And so why don't we go ahead and get Gail on the phone and do a phone call with her. Let me remove her and then let her know we'll do a phone call. Let me get her the number. This is some of the things that happen in real time. She's going to try again to come in on video. And then if that doesn't work, then we'll go ahead with a phone call. There's so much for her to share. Listen, wanted to share some programming updates with you. One of the things we want to remind you, not a programming update for Java with Jimmy, but as Dr. Basola from the Boston Health Commission was in yesterday, she reminded us that Mayor Wu and the Boston Health Commission has opened up free vaccination clinics. All are welcome. No appointment required. Join us for gift cards, giveaways, and food. You can see there the various locations, the times, and the date. So please be sure to get your vaccination. And if you were 6 months out from getting your second shot from either Moderna or Pfizer, sign up for your booster as well. I'm going down to City Hall later on today, get my booster along with Mayor Wu. And so, yeah. I'm cool with it, but me and needles just in general, don't do too well. Also, please remember that on Mondays at 9 a.m., Mental Health Mondays with Dr. Brandy Brooks. She will be in the room this coming Monday as she was last Monday, and they have been some awesome, awesome sessions. Also on Tuesday, you all know her in the Java Cafe, Yahaira Lopez, who is also an author. She does so much, but she's now an author of a book called Juju Loves Popcorn, and she will be with us for her testimony on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, as things are gearing up for the 2nd Suffolk District Senate race, one of the candidates, who is currently the Honorable Representative Nika C. El Ugardo, is coming in. She is the state rep for the Democratic 15th Suffolk District here in Massachusetts. She's going to come in and talk about her candidacy on Wednesday. And also, please remember, next Saturday, December 18th. And actually, I need to update you in talking with the staff there. It's going to take place at 3 p.m. I need to update the graphic, but we are coming together for a Java Cafe, the second one this Saturday. So what we'll do is, okay. Let me get Gail all set while we have the announcements. She is all set. Let me get things hooked up here for her. And we should be good. Hold on, guys. These are some of the things that happen in real time, and we should be good. Let me just get her on. It is connected there, and tell her to call back because I want to make sure that you guys hear her. Okay. We're all set. We're going to make sure that you all, there we go, Jesus. Okay, there we go. We are all set here. We got Gail in the room. Dr. Gail, how are you? Can you hear me? Hold on for 1 second. We just got some, okay, there we go. Gail, we got you in the room. We may not have you on camera, but we have you here to give your testimony. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to be able to hear you. And that's the part. We want to see your beautiful face, but being able to hear you.
Thank you.
How are you? How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much for having me back. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm a little flustered here because I like to make sure everything is good with my guests. But it's technology. Things happen in real time. So
yeah, I'm in IT and nothing is perfectly scripted. I did do a test this morning.
Okay,
and it looked fine, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine.
Awesome. Yeah. And so, as you all may remember, I'm going to try to find a picture here. I'll put the flyer up so folks can see your face. But some of you may remember that last year, Gail came in and shared her testimony around wanting to support homeless young people and had an experience that opened her eyes to a lot of the experiences that a subset within the homeless youth population in Boston deal with. So Gail, tell us a little bit, for those that are listening new this year, what happened last year? You founded a program. You can tell folks the name of it as I get ready to put it on screen, but catch folks up that didn't see your appearance last year.
Thank you, Jimmy. So Jimmy, I'm going to steal 2 minutes of your show because something that I saw on your show touched me deeply, and I feel that it needs to be said. In the space of domestic violence, I'm a domestic violence survivor. I was homeless as a homeless youth from the 6 weeks of pregnancy until about 7 or 8 months is when I received my 707 certificate for housing. I lived in a battered women's shelter in Salem. Hark, thank you for them. And so I know all too well the uncertainty of homelessness and food insecurity. Even when I was pregnant, I had to ration my food. Back then, you didn't get food stamps really until your child was viable, until your child was born, right? I think I got $42 worth of food stamp, but I relied on the kindness of folks who donated stuff to the food pantry to survive, as well as clothing. So all of those issues that come from the plight of homelessness, I have lived them. But what I want to say is that anybody who is experiencing domestic violence, I need you to take a look at me and realize that you can remove yourself from the situation. I know the fear is there about restarting. I've restarted my life many times, and I'm in a great space today. So there are plenty of resources out there, or feel free to reach out to me. Jimmy knows how to get to me, and I can share my stories with you and the resources that I use and still continue to use to this very day. Now, on to Saturday Church Boston, which was initially called Family, and it means the same thing. Last November, I witnessed a homeless youth on Boylston Street searching parking meters for change. And when there was a moment of privacy, less pedestrian and traffic, I asked if he was searching for change for food, and he said yes. And naturally, due to COVID, no one was about. And I said, I'm sorry, everything's meter is credit card now. You won't find any change. And, he was disheartened. So I opened my wallet, and all that was in it was $20. I was actually in the office and was going to lunch. And I hesitated to give him the $20, and then I think God slapped me up the head and said, what's wrong with you? So I handed him the $20, and I turned around. I never made it into Wendy's. I went back to my office, sat down, And I cried. I was sad because as an immigrant and in a country so rich with resources that I had access to, it was, um, you know, really puzzling to me that we still have such a great demand for food, particularly with our youth, right? With everybody. But I didn't expect to see somebody my age in today's time still searching and looking for food. And so what I did is I decided that I was just going to pull $1,000 out of my personal account and stand before my church, Trinity Church. I'm Episcopalian, and hand out food gift cards on Christmas Eve. And then a friend challenged me who's bisexual and said, this is a great idea. Why don't you think about Black and brown LGBTQT plus youth? So I said, I'm going to feed anybody, but tell me. And so in this space, I immediately changed my mind, having heard the stories from not just from him, but in the year that we've started from many people, including the transgender daughter that I am now a guardian for. Broke my heart as a parent and as a Black woman in this community, how we treat our children when they decide on same love. And so I changed the mission of my nonprofit, and I put an ask out on Facebook, and I thought that people, Black and brown folks are still in today's time finding it hard to accept different variances of sexuality beyond heterosexual, right? And thought that nobody would assist me. And by December 4th, my birthday, I was overwhelmed with monies from everywhere. And I was forced to, in a good way, open a checking account, create a business account, create a business name, a P.O. box and such. And so, and then promoted in this show. And so last year, we were honored to award 76 individual food gift cards. It was for homeless youth, and I had no intentions of going beyond that mission. And then Jimmy reached out to me and said, I have a family. So I said, okay, we're not turning anybody away. I had exhausted the accounts out of my personal funds. We ended up supporting 4 additional family. I reached out to a board member and said, I need your help because I'm now exhausting my account. And he sponsored a family. So what we did for families from 2 to 4 youth, there two family that had 2 children ended up with $100 Stop and Shop gift card and $100 Visa card, and they also got individual food gift cards. And then anywhere from 3 on, they ended up with $100 Stop and Shop gift card and $150 Visa gift card, so the kids would have things on the tree for Christmas. And so throughout the year, we have supported many different efforts. I'm still very small. A lot of it is financially supported from my salary. I transfer $100 every 2 weeks into the business account because the demand never stops. My transgender daughter, has referred friends, and so everybody's hurting, and so we continue to serve the best we can. There's somehow I always find monies, right? And this year I reached out again, and this was my birthday, and surprise on Giving Tuesday of this year, I met my fundraising ask in a matter of hours. So I reached out to a board member and said, what do we do this time? So I think what we're going to do is award those gift cards to LGBTQ plus homeless center who very much does what I want to do once we are fully established, is a dropping center for LGBTQ plus youth so they can have food, clothing, and take a shower, job search, use their computers or anything that they desire. It's a safe space for them without judgment.
So Gail, you all that watch know usually I'll chime in and interrupt folks and but I wanted you all to get a full context of what has happened with Gail over the past year. And so Gail, it's now 2021. You're in the process of gearing up for this year. You put the ask out for your birthday. What is your testimony today as far as, where are things today? And do you need more support? How can the community support you? I know last year you were searching for people to help. And so where are things today? What is your testimony today in 2021?
Am I able to share?
That's kind of Not too much details, and you're well skilled, but you have a way. You can frame it in a manner that folks don't know the details.
Okay. So yes, absolutely. I always need help. I have not. So I want people to know that it's me, family, and friends that are supporting me in this space. We do not have any corporate funding as yet, and we hope to in the future. But I always need support. And Jimmy, if you go to Saturday Church Boston on Facebook, our GoFundMe link is there. If you go to our website at SaturdayChurchBoston.com, you can reach out to us there too. If you go to my page, Gail Henville on Facebook, our GoFundMe link is there. It is as simple as $20. I promise you. And the reason why we say $20 and the food gift cards that we supply are from local eateries. So be it Dunkin' Donut, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King, because if folks use their value meal, we can ration food for at least 2 to 3 days, depending on the spend. And yes, there are healthy options in those menu. And so we want our homeless folks to be able to go into spaces and get what they need without any sort of judgment. We know how society looks down upon those who they deem less than themselves when they enter any form of establishment. And we feel these are safe spaces for them to go that do welcome those who are in a homeless, who are homeless without any sort of great judgment. And that is why we decided that the $20 does go a long way. Perhaps not in Stop and Shop, but in the value menu from these particular eateries. Now, the other thing that I'd like to share is one day, and I was still thinking that I met my fundraising ask for Christmas, and I'll backtrack and say that we did offer gift cards on Thanksgiving. We partnered up with Blue to do that as well. And I said, I met my fundraising ask for Christmas, but I've been supporting people all year, right through Thanksgiving. What do I do when I exhaust these funds, and how will I do that going forward for my salary and such? And, but I put everything in God's hands, and I received a call on Friday telling me that we had been awarded a small grant. And, I was bawling so hard that the donor said to me, Ms. Henville, please get a hold of yourself. I need you to tell me if this is going to be a yes. And James knows how emotional I am. So he also told me the same thing. He was like, Gail, get a hold of yourself.
Look. Gail, we cry here.
Later.
We cry here in a drop of a pin. And Gail did call, and I'm on the phone. I think I was out riding with somebody, and I'm touching them, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, but Gail, it can be attributed to the fact that when you come from a pure place and wanting to help people, period, but then young people in such a marginalized group of young people. And as you said before, you put it in God's hands. And I know you to be a woman of faith. You know what I mean? And so it's just, well.
My rosary, Jimmy. Never leave home without my rosary.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And so this year you are well apt to be able to carry out the vision. And Gail, don't do it. I'm sitting here. I feel a little moisture coming in my corner of my eyes.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of how many people we can now families, right? Because I know families are going to be in need, and I didn't have the financial means to support families that may come our way when you call me. And so now I can't do that. I feel I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude to you, to Curtis, and everybody who's helped me. It's a heterosexual woman ignorant of lives in this space, and you continue to make yourself available to me with the many questions. And I want to thank Thaddeus Miles, and I don't know if Rochelle's on, and Rochelle Solomon. And I do have to acknowledge Joa for pointing me to them, because everybody believed in me. And, I'm just the average Jane. I don't have any great stories, and I have any great presence. But I will tell you that with every breath in my soul, I love Boston. I love my community. I will defend it to my dying breath. And but I'm also disappointed because we failed our children, and we really need to see the whole person, and we really need to ensure that everybody sees the entire person. You know, I have a child that I'm taking care of that was kicked out at the age of 13, and I am every day, or when she calls in with silly things, I have to remind myself that she's just started to live, that she doesn't know. You know, don't run up overdraw your account because you need to get every single app that there is. And then I have to realize, okay, mom, step back a little bit. She has just, at the age of 20 when we met, and she just got her first apartment. She needs to learn. And this is sad that she's learning now when, you know, children who are heterosexual or have been taught these things 10, 12, 13. This is how you manage money. This is how you drive a car. This is how you shop for things, right? So,
Gail, Thaddeus is in here messing with us. He went from calling us bootleg to talking about we're all a room full of crybabies as well. But I think it's just a testament to, you know, if you have a vision and it's rooted in the fact of helping people and improving the quality of life for anyone. But then when you're especially dealing with a marginalized group of people, and if you look at Christ's example, he said he didn't, you know, he came to look for the lost. And, you know, however that, you know, words matter. But it is just so humbling to see a year later and to, you know, be aware of, you know, the testimony you'll be able to give in full detail and just not many days hence about, you know, the grant and whatnot. And so it is just, it's a pleasure to sit back and it just, not sit back, but small, actively participating and supporting and sharing where I can. But to see this vision come into fruition. And it ain't over, Gail. It ain't over because people like
no.
you are needed. The post impact or the impact of post COVID going to be 5, 10, 15 years out, you know, dealing with the generation of young people that generally dealing with the issues that we talked about. And then even more so, and I want to go back to one point, and I thank you for saying this. And this is something we're going to need to talk about in the Black community, but you named that you were a heterosexual female and went on a learning curve, but was willing to go on a learning curve and look at the heart and soul of a person, not gender identity, not sexual preference, but you looked at the heart. Uh-oh, and I feel something crawling up on my back. Jesus, you looked at the heart of a person, you know, and so that you gave God something to work with. Simple as that. And so we appreciate, go ahead.
So God said, for those who claim to be of strong faith, God said, we're all made in the eyes of his image. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know if he's blue-eyed and blonde or with woolly hair. I wear my rosary. I'm not perfect. I'll tell you that I'm good for 8 out of the 10 commandments. But I wear my rosary as a reminder when I leave my house every day to treat others as they wish to be treated. Not how I wish to treat them, right? As they wish to be treated, because we're all made in the eyes of God's image. And so I don't know if that homeless person that I passed on the street is actually Jesus in disguise. And so you can't, personally, I feel that you cannot claim to be a child of God if you treat everybody else less than Jesus loved the prostitute who washed his feet, the lepers. So you can't say that you may not understand your child's choice, but it doesn't mean that you abort them at a later age when they decide to love whomever they want to love. Ask them. I did. And I have so many more questions. I have candid conversations with my transgender daughter. I have had candid conversations with Joa to learn. And there is so much more to learn in this space, that's why we say LGBTQIA plus, because there's so much more. And then if you really want to learn about why I chose the name Saturday Church, I encourage you to open your mind and watch the movie Saturday Church and see what we do to our children. We're all either a victim or we're a witness. And so the Black community is divisive in many ways. And we really need, there's a lot of trauma and healing, but our kids, regardless of their sexual orientation, they are hurting. When I run in the morning, I see a lot of kids walking to school, and a lot of them seems very angry or sad. And I say good morning, and sometimes they're in shock, and sometimes there is that glimpse of a smile. I don't know the environment from which they've left, but it pains my heart to see people standing at the bus stop waiting for a school bus, and nobody seems happy. And so it goes beyond just fostering, not tolerant. I don't want you to tolerate our same gender kids. I need you to see them and accept them. And if you can't see them, ask for understanding. You need to accept them for who they are, as you wish people to accept you for who you are.
Gail, I I appreciate you on so many levels, and just watching your example. And a lot of people don't know full testimony. Gail's experienced a lot and have had a couple of life experiences in this city that God allowed her to see a level of trauma to inform the passion from which now she speaks. And so to anybody that's dealing with anything like that and wondering why God me, and why is this, and I'm speaking to myself, why is this burden so heavy on me? It's really, he doesn't put more on us than what we can bear. And so, Gail, if at any point you feel like it's unbearable, just remember every instance of when you felt and you were wondering, and God does some things kind of in a funny manner, right up until the 11th hour at the last minute. And as the old church folks used to say, he may not come when you want him, but he's right on time. And so any closing words,
Amen.
any information you want to leave with the community, I put the website up there, everyone, if you want to go support, that is the website. But you can also look for Saturday Church Boston on Facebook, and the GoFundMe link is there as well.
So, .com, sorry, Jimmy.
.com. Oh, .com.
.com. Yes. Sorry.
No, you
So
good.
the one thing that I would say is, so the one thing that I would say is that the small grant allows me to finalize my 501c3 status.
Hold on.
Yes. So, which will help with corporate sponsorship, which will make a greater outreach. But for now, I am just walking in a place of joy and gratitude. That's where I am. I am so thankful for people believing in me and my mission, and for seeing our children. And I just seeing our children, and my donors were all races and genders. So I appreciate the diversity and the donations, and I appreciate you, Jimmy, more than you know, because you brought us visibility last year, and you brought me this grant. And I am going to be looking for families. We will connect with you, Jimmy, to see what we're going to do to ensure that we support people who are greatly in need with our grant, and reach the right organizations who are going to really, truly benefit our children. So I want to thank you all for your continuous love and support, and for believing in me. Anybody can do this. So if I touch any one of you today, I challenge you to do the same. Any one of us can do it. $20 is all it took me, and a lot of begging.
Okay. There's a question here. And Belinda, sidebar me if you need either information or anything. But Gail, I really, it's just awesome. This is the website. Gail put it in the comments. You all can click there and go there and get the information to support. And we'll be in touch. It's just such an awesome task and problem to be out here looking for families to support. I don't consider that a challenge. I believe that is just an awesome task where you have an abundance to go and help families. Now, don't y'all go too crazy and whatnot, because we know some of us go to 3, 4, 5 events and whatnot, with toys and stuff. This is different. This is for our young people, and for those that there's a whole different. And my mother, I have to acknowledge her, my mom, who has not ostracized me. In the beginning, I shared with her from molestation to a whole lot, sitting on my bed one day, and I just came straight out and said, well, I ain't gonna tell y'all exactly what I said to my mother at the time. But Ma, I love you and appreciate you, because this is an example of a parent that in the beginning did not, and still probably don't understand, but has never ostracized me. And so, Ma, I love you and I appreciate you. Gail, we're going to get ready to wrap up before I slip up under this desk and need a whole box of Kleenex. But folks, go to the website, go to the Facebook page, look out for what's coming next from Saturday Church Boston. I reached out to Gail a couple of months ago, and I'm still struggling with it. But at some point, there might actually be just maybe one, but an actual Saturday church. Like, there is a Gail, I'm going to get off of here before I get in trouble. I appreciate you. I will be in touch. I will see you,
you.
later on this weekend.
Yep. Yes.
Y'all will see later on this weekend what we're talking about. But we want to honor the request of those that are supporting some individuals and entities and work in the community. And so we'll share who is doing it. Belinda, to know how we'll support homeless, how I will support homeless youth. Belinda, I can get you connected with Gail. Absolutely. And
okay.
Sometimes I wind up missing these comments in here. Gail, thank you. I'm going to go make some announcements, let you get back to work. And Thaddeus, I think we pulled it off.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Gail. Bye-bye. So that was our awesome Gail Henville. You can go to SaturdayChurchBoston.com. Maybe that org was prophetic. Maybe she might turn into an org soon, and still keep the .com for other work. That's it for me today, everyone. I am going to get ready to go get my booster shot. Please remember the availability that the mayor and also the Public Health Commission has made available, the availability. They made the vaccination more available at the Greater Rosendale Medical Center, High Park YMCA, Morningstar Baptist Church, the Immigrant Family Services Institute, Codman Square Health Center, Prince Hall Grand Lodge, and Galvin Community Center. Dr. Basola mentioned yesterday, and I don't know if I saw the flyer. There is one of the mass vaccination clinics that is taking place at the Vine Street Community Center, I believe, this weekend. And so there is information about that. Also, please remember that there is a head and neck screening event on December 15th, next Wednesday from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Menino Building lobby at the Boston Medical Center, 840 Harrison Avenue. You can take steps to prevent head and neck cancer or catch it early. Join us for a free screening and education from BMC doctors and care team members. Everyone is welcome. The event is totally free with no co-pays or out-of-pocket expenses for services. Free parking will be available to participants at the 710 Albany Garage. If you have any questions, please call 617-638-2362. You'll get a short physical exam. You'll learn ways to quit smoking, get information about head and neck cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. Meet with the experts there from nutrition, clinical trials, patient navigation, patient support services, and the tobacco treatment program. Sign up for health insurance. They'll guide you through the process. Get scheduled for a follow-up appointment if you need one, and light refreshments will be served. Also, please remember this Monday at 9 a.m., Dr. Brandy Brooks will join us for Mental Health Mondays. And on Tuesday, my friend and sister, who is also an author, who is coming into the room to talk about her book, Juju Loves Popcorn. If you all know Yahira, she moves in many spaces, but she is a momvocate that advocates for her children who are conquering the challenges that come with the diagnosis of autism. And I was very purposeful in saying it just like that. Also, please keep in mind the Honorable Representative Nikasi El Ugardo is coming into the room on Wednesday. And then don't forget, next Saturday, the 18th, more information is coming and I will update the flyer. We're gathering together again at the Underground Cafe for a in-person Java Cafe. And the guests that I have confirmed so far, Kurt Fonstein, and I know he'll get me, Shagun Idawu, Shauna Bryant, and oh Jesus, there's 4 people. Terrible. I'll look in the text and get, who is the other person? Shagun. Oh, Tanisha Sullivan, head of the Boston NAACP. And that panel, we're talking about what's next for Black Boston. Y'all don't want to miss that. So next Saturday, registration will be going up soon. We are out of here today. We will see you. Today is Thursday. And so we're not scheduled to see you until Monday at 9 a.m. But depending on what goes on at City Hall, I may go live when I get the booster, or I may not. But anyway, make sure you get your vaccination. If you notice, I've changed the cadence of my language. It's at a point now in listening to Dr. Basola, Dr. Pedersen on Tuesday. It's imperative. And let me just close with this. Since we're doing things in real time, let me just close with something that Dr. Pedersen said on, let me get it here. Something that Dr. Pedersen said. Where did I put it? Jesus, here we go. We'll close with this. What Dr. Pedersen said on Tuesday. And if this doesn't get your attention for you to consider getting the vaccination, I'm not sure what else will. And we'll close with that. Here we go. I think I got it. Yep, got it. Here we go. We'll close with this.
But I'm going to speak specifically to Black people right now. It's really important we know that we deserve this. We deserve these services. We deserve this support. And I think a lot of times we're sort of like so focused on the stigma. We're allowing the internalization of that stigma within ourselves, the internalization of racism within ourselves, and we're not seeking out the things that we deserve. So if these services are there, if you have access to them, a therapist, a psychiatrist, whatever it is, other communities are using it. We deserve these services as well. So tap into it, and that's you taking care of yourself and you prioritizing yourself.
Dr. Pedersen, could I please apply that to the vaccination?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's available. It is available. I know I said in the beginning, I wanted to touch that a little bit, but we don't have time to go that deep into that. It's available. So that last part that Dr. Peterson's, can you say it again in reference?
You deserve the vaccination. You deserve the booster, because we've been put in the back of the line for 400 years. And it's time that, if we can be at the front of the bus and at the front of the line, we take it, because we're trying to get to equity. And part of getting to equity is that we're all at the table and we're not losing each other and missing people at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. And we will see you right now as scheduled on Monday at 9 a.m. Peace out, y'all.